Last point I want to just kind of make, I do appreciate that we've started touching on some PS3 parts of this conversation, but I come from having worked in communities where community safety officers are a pretty significant part of the public safety apparatus. In our community, we call them PS3s. They are non-firearm carrying, but part of that police response force. They're not officers in the same way, but highly trained, capable of taking lower priority calls. And in a lot of communities, they clearly visually send a signal that they are part of the public safety apparatus. But we have done something in our community that I think that makes them look more like they're driving grandpa's station wagon and doesn't really send the visual that that is part of the authority or the scene securing kind of apparatus that we have. So when this is the city that works car pulls up that has normal paint that could be the same thing the mayor checks out to go to a public event, and then a person gets out of that vehicle who isn't really dressed in what we might call more of an authoritative state or any sort of branding or badging that looks like it's even related to police, I think has diminished what PS3's role in our community could be. And I say that mostly to you, Lieutenant, and Mr. Kazi, and I know that the Deputy Chief is also in the audience, because I think we have a lot of room for growth in how we think about the future of PS3s. I think it's reasonable to have a conversation about their scope of work, but it's also, I think it's reasonable to have a conversation for what do they look like in our community, because part of these situations is securing the scene to buy us time. And when we can buy time with the person who's in the intersection dodging cars, PS3 may not be the person to interact with that person, but a vehicle pulling up with lights on can slow other traffic down to make the situation safer. And I don't think we have that apparatus right now. I will use the city of Tigard, a place I used to work. Our officers drove the same police vehicles our officers drive here in Portland. Our PS3s drove Chevy Silverados, but they were generally branded, but a little lighter, of the same kind of blue and coloring that makes it look like, I know that somehow that vehicle is related to the police bureau. But we have this problem in our Parks Bureau with our Rangers, and we have this problem with our PS3s where we haven't, I don't think, branded them in a way that tells the public that's a public safety first responder of some sort that's shown up to help. And I think we can grow a lot here when it comes to unwanted person in crisis, traffic situation, et cetera, because these are complicated calls, and I think we can put the PS3s to work, but I don't think they're set up to do it right now. That's more of a statement and an invite for future conversations. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Councilor Zimmerman. I'm next in the queue. So first.